So, dear friends, the discussion for next 1.5 hour is on the research avenues in accreditation. How this is important and how best we can present ourselves. Uh, Rather, not presenting how best we can do at our own institute, which will be ultimately beneficial for my country. That is the idea of this discussion. So before I start the NBA part, just three, four title slides I would like to introduce, which may be helpful in understanding the uh, thought behind the putting the research component in such a big way uh, for the accreditation purposes, specifically in the higher education institutions. So I have put the title like Need for Sponsored Research and Consultancy, which is one of the integral part of my UG PG accreditation. And of course, we are really interested in getting really good marks in NIRF ranking and other different national international ranking. For all this, a systematic framework is required. So we will try to explore why we are after this. Just three, four title slides, then we will come to the business, right? One of the important thing that I want to share with you, as per the Niti Yog website, which is earlier known as the Planning Commission, the contribution of the manufacturing sector in our country is stagnant to the 15% of the GDP. And this is a fact. And if we compare this with the neighbor like China, this contribution is more than double, right? So that means for most of the things that are being manufactured in our place, uh, the parts or full assembly we have to import, which is of course not good as a big country like India is concerned. And it has been reported at many platforms that there seems to be some policy failure on this. Government of India is well aware of this problem, and to address this, in 2004, the National Manufacturing Competitive Council was made. And in 2006, the Prime Minister at that time, he also expressed his concern that we must increase this contribution of the manufacturing sector, maybe to the tune of 25 to 35%. But if you just see the data for this year or the previous year, this is still around 15%. And the target for 2025 is again 25%. There is a huge gap of 10%, which have to be met, right? uh, Not only the government but many public sector, private sector people, they are also on the same line, that for the betterment of the country, for the jobs, etc., we must increase this contribution of the manufacturing sector. In one of the quote by BHEL executive director, he also expressed the same concern that why we must increase this contribution, right? But there are some issues which are not resulting into increased contribution, like the problem of the infrastructure, the problem of finance, problem of the land acquisition, labor laws, etc. These things are better in the Western world or the fully developed nation. Yeah. Is it audible? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. So just I was trying to put my point that to have a higher contribution of the manufacturing sector in the GDP, there are some constraints in our place. Like we are working on improving our rail network, road network, or different ways of like Bharatmala project, Sagar Mala, and all, right? This is helping, but still we are not at par with the Western world, right? So keeping all these constraints in mind, whether we should stop working or we can think of some alternative which can help me in a better situation uh, as regard to our present condition is concerned. So based upon the lot of deliberation in one of the discussion between CII and government of Andhra, they came up with a very beautiful solution that innovation in product and process should be the key driver for the growth in manufacturing sector. Basically, this is the key point around which my whole research avenues are moving, or I will use the word revolving. Innovation in product and process should be the key driver for the growth in the manufacturing sector. I have to innovate. I have to come up with a product first, which is, you know, not in the market, and then I will have a lion share in the market. There are many, examples to prove this point. Like, if I launch the product first, this is really innovative, people will buy that, then within few days, there are copycats, and the profit margins are slashed. So every time you have to innovate, and you came up with a new product. This is the way how the Chinese market is basically flourishing, right? So they are coming up with really innovative products, and sometimes, of course, there can be some challenges with their quality aspect, but in most of the cases, the reason for their big capturing the market is the innovation. So taking this part from the innovation viewpoint, because this will help us to generate more jobs in different ranking system, accreditation system, this innovation part, research part has been incorporated. Now after this NEP 2020, which has been in the implementation stage already, around 5 year time has been there. Now we are more interested in final product rather than doing some basic or exploratory study, because the market wants the end product. So for this, we always need a research in a big way. So research avenues have a lot of role, and in in the present circumstances where I am interested in developing a new product. You can see in this year budget, last year budget, the government reduced the some funding from the DST or UGC, etc. But parallelly, they increased the CSR component, because this corporate social responsibility component is basically exactly what the industry need, what the product they want, and the steps are so simple. The funding is so liberal that if you are having really an idea of developing a product, you can get a really large funding, what I believe minimum 10 times more what you can expect in the previous years. So this is a huge change as per the need for the country, and we have to go for the new product development, for which this research component has a lot of weightage. Most of the faculty members, they are of the view that I am a teacher, and I'm not the researcher. But if you see the ideal university concept, this UG PG teaching and research is in the form of closed loop. We cannot make a distinction about that a good teacher will not be a researcher, or researcher will not be a teacher. Rather, if I am able to contribute something as a product for my country, this will involve the holistic view of the whole teaching learning methodology. This slide I have taken from the DST website, but it says that in most of the universities, we talk about that you are a teaching university or a research university, but in ideal university, in the international platform, they are high in research as well as high in teaching. Right, so we have to rank ourselves for US ranking or other international ranking or Indian ranking system, in which this component should be definitely from the teaching side also high, as well as from the research component also high. Then as regard to the research avenues are concerned, whenever we are being watched, or we are being made some ranking at the NBA level or at the NIRF ranking level, they have a due weightage of how much input we are putting in terms of the R&D expenditure, in terms of the R&D personnel, and then we are interested to see the output in the form of patents, IPR, publications, which have a lot of meaning on this. Uh, Then specifically about the Indian perspective, because right now we are blaming one and the other. Let us see what the third party is saying about this. We all know there is a agency, US based agency, Thomson Reuters, which is basically ranking the research component in different countries. Nowadays, this agency has been overtaken by the another firm called the Clarivate Analytics. Those whosoever are in the having the interest of publishing the paper, they are really bothered about the impact factor. So Clarivate Analytics impact factor is is acceptable everywhere worldwide. Now what this shows data as per the third party, as regard to the research in engineering area involving all the discipline, in 80s our contribution was around 4.3%, which was reduced to 2.2% by 1995, right? Then India increased this share again up to 4.25% by 2010. And if you just compare for the previous year, still we are around 5%. Whereas our neighbors like China, Korea, Taiwan, they are doing better than us. And if you see from the computer science point of view, we normally say we are doing good in software part, but the contribution at the international level is just 2.5%. This simply means that for most of the research part, we are dependent upon the Western world. So, keeping all these constraint or the limitation at our geographical location, there is a need for the improvement in the search activities, so that finally I should present a better picture of my country at the international platform. So all these things basically were responsible for putting the different components of research into the ranking part or into the accreditation. It has been broadly conveyed that there are mainly four type of issues, which are of course related with the low performance in the research area and finally to the ranking or the accreditation. First one is the uh, identification of the research problem. So sometimes, specifically the young faculty members, they are a little confused whether they should work on the fundamental research area or the industrial research area. Then the awareness about the funding agency, government, non-government. Most of the time, we start complaining that I am not getting the project. There are limited funds. Then availability of the infrastructure and demographic related issues, and then the last one is the correlation of the research component with the faculty promotion. We will see how this all four things can be solved, and this will help me in the NB accreditation or the accreditation by other different agencies. So let us start with the solution. Identification of the research problem relevant to the fundamental and industrial research. We are again the main aim around which we are moving, that is the role of the research avenues in accreditation. So if you see in our country, we normally don't distinguish whether you are doing your research in the fundamental area or in the applied area. But in the Western world, there is a clear cut distinction. If you are doing, let us say the PhD program in the fundamental area, then you get a institute stipend or scholarship for 5 years. Whereas if you are on a industrial area, then the funding is normally for the 3 years, and this 3 year funding is normally provided by the industry. I have been University of Manchester for some time, and I came across a situation that there was some work on a Rolls-Royce vehicle for the super finishing process, and the boy who was working over the setup was having one expert from the Rolls-Royce company as a supervisor and one from the academy. And those boys normally join the industry. They are not into the academia, so they don't join the academic position. But in our case, even if the boy is doing work in the area of industrial application, they they are normally seeking their you know academic position or as a faculty position. So this has another pressure on the different type of pressure on the academia, right? So I must understand first that whether I am good for the fundamental research or the academic research. So one of the best thing to do is whatever area you believe, you start working on the work done by the previous researcher. Like in our routine work, we are interested in literature review for my master's or PhD program, or even for the BE projects, we are interested in that. Now you make it a point that whenever I will go for the review of the literature, I will be exploring mainly the SCI journals, so that a minimum level of quality is maintained. Right. So I must honor the work done by the previous researcher. I will try to explain this point with a software tool which can help me in problem identification, and then working on that particular area for increasing the research avenues in accreditation. So for that purpose, I am taking you to my institute library site. I think you can see the change website. I am taking you to the institute library. Are you with me? You can see the website for the library.
Yes,
Anyone
sir.
please confirm?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, like in most of the institutions, we have a AICT approval. Then, for most of the AICT approved, organizations, we get a free access to the like IEEE, ASME, ASSC journal, Springer journals, or Now, what I'm trying to explain is I am using a help of one database to understand the research avenue in the present circumstances. So what I am doing is I am using this Web of Science database, and we are having a one interface in front of us. I believe that most of us are, comfortable with this type of database. Those young researchers who are not into this, let me tell you, there are some standard databases like Web of Science database, Scopus database, PubMed database, Lens database, Dimension database, which works for a particular type of research of a certain level. If your work is published in some journals which is acceptable in this type of database, then only it is counted. If it is not, then it is not counted, right? So this is the interface, and this otherwise, if you are having no access to this, and as a private party you want to buy this may cost you something around 15 lakh or so. But if you are a AICT approved institution, through the your AICT login, you can get it free of cost, right? They just you need to apply. There is a simple one page pro forma, like you are applying for the continuation of affiliation every year. So we get a free assess for a defined period, right? Now, what I want to do is I want to use this interface to understand the research avenues in my area. Let us say I'm working in the area of waste management, right? So I put a keyword over here as waste management, and then I push the button like search. Now you will see it is showing that these many papers by default, it is selecting last 20 years data. Around 1,11,733 papers were published in a database which is of a Web of Science core collection. This database automatically covers only SCI approved journals, right? So in this database, what I am observing is these many papers, right, which are of course of academic interest, non-commercial research, we are taking into this, right? Now I want to draw some inference out of this for my search gap, or for development of my subject even in that area, right? So there is a tab over here. Just I have to see analyze results. So you can see over here it is showing some chart form of how many papers in particular areas. So what I can do is I can select, let us say, the bar chart. So what it is showing that for the keywords of the waste management, these many papers in the engineering science area, environment area, or energy area, chemical energy, water resources, right? So if I want to do further research in that area, I can select only those papers. So this will help me in making a filter, right? So this filter I can put for my own selection way where I want to do the selection, right? Then there are so many filters over here. You can do the filter based upon the publication year, document type, like you are interested in review articles, or you are interested in some abstract or corrections or early access editorial, like that. So accordingly, this the type of information will help us in developing my course in a big way, so that the research component required I can actually identify. Then there are many other filters available over here, like for example countries and region. If I go for a country and region, then you can see over here in the form of bar chart, the maximum work in this area is by China, followed by US, and followed by India. Now, see from the Indian side, around 9,000 documents reported in this area. By default, it is taking last 20 years data. So I can play with the years. I can put a filter last 10 year, 5 year, like that. But by default, it takes 15 years data. So similarly, these many papers, as per the acceptable standards in US, these many papers in China, England, and all. So we can have an idea, like the particular let us say particular topic I want to add into my course. So just putting that as a keyword, I will come to know what is going on regarding this topic in the international level as well as in the national level. At the end, I want to understand, for raising the funding for the research, in most of the funding agency, they have a question: what is the work done in India and what is the work done abroad? So this just with a click of mouse from this database, I can always make a filter and can collect the information that what is the work done in India and what is the work done abroad, right? So similarly, there are many other filters in terms of language, publisher, funding agency, conference titles, editorials. How many are attached with the Sustainable Development Goals. Like nowadays, for this waste management, how it is covering with the SDG of United Nations. All these things, if we take care, this help me in raising a funds for the research, and finally a good funding, which indirectly help me in getting a good ranking, or good score in the eyes of the some body, right? Now, how to analyze whatever I have, like I have put some keyword according to my interest. Let us say you are a mechanical engineer and you want to develop some course, or you want to do some research in the area of strength of material, and specifically for some particular, let us say some buckling problem or some new trends you want to see in that. You just put that keyword and some information will come according to that, right? So on this side you can see I will come to know how many publication in each year, right? So what are the articles, review articles proceeding, who are the major authors, then their citation. So whatever filter I have shown you, that is also available on the left corner of this lead lessons. Now, I want to make some analysis out of it for the selected keywords. So what I can do is, you can see over here, there is a sorting option available over here. So what I can do is, I can do the sorting based on relevance. I can do the recently added. I can do the based on the citation. Citation is one of the safest mode. So most of the studies that you see in the terms of the review paper or the review article, they make the sorting based on the citation. So let us say I select the sorting based upon the citation. You see now it has realigned the paper, that same 1,11,000 paper, with a paper that was published in this journal in 2017, and which include 42 references and these many citations till now this paper has received. Now I just want to know what the people are doing in this area, so that that topic may be considered for further research, or that topic may be put as a part of my course curriculum, so that whenever some body is evaluating me, he or she should not question me why this is there and why you want to explore this particular area, right? What I have to do is I will select this data. Then there is a option over here that is export. So there are different file format. Let us say I select the download as a text file. Now by default it is taking the 50 results. I can let us say do the analysis for last, let us say first 1000 items. So there is a option that you want to have the analysis through authors, title, source, abstract, or you want to do the full record. That is also downloadable. Just for the sake of exercise, I take this as a shortlisting way. So I came across a text file now that can be saved on my desktop, right? So that file is saved over here. Now to get the result out of this, I am using a interface. This is a open source software. The name of the software is VOS Viewer. So but this is a open source software. You can just do the Google and can download this software. Whatever file I have downloaded from a database of Web of Science, now I want to get the analysis, statistical analysis for that particular selected papers, that 1000 selected papers using this database, right? So what I will do, I will go to the create. Since this is a text data, go to text, next. Then you see over here it is giving an option that they can have a access of Web of Science, Scoopus. So most of the people who are in the area of STEM, these two database are really acceptable. Then there is a Dimension Lens database if you are in Archi. Then PubMed if you are in the biomedical area. So accordingly you can have your own database. So since this is a Web of Science, so I select that. Then I have to import the file over here. So this was my saved file, so I put OK, then put next, then next. Now there is a inbuilt algorithm which is basically converting this data into the in a relevance score table form. Basically, like we write some paper, we have a keywords, so the whole paper is basically revolving around those keywords. Similarly, for the selected papers, what this software is doing, for those selected keyword, it is trying to find out the most relevant terms which are repeatable. So you can see over here it is showing that for initially we selected 1 lakh papers. Out of 1 lakh paper, we selected first 1000 paper based on the citation. Then out of the top 1000 paper, we try to find out what are the most relevant terms. So we came across around 25,000 terms. Now if there is a repeatability of 10 for each term, then there are 631 terms, right? So I can reduce this repeatability, let us say, to 5, right? So these many terms are increased, right? So this is, here is the subjectivity, that for how much time repeatability you want, right? Let us say for the purpose of exercise, I put this repeatability as 5, then put the next. That out of the selected terms whichever are left, now it is applying a Pareto analysis over it, right? So by default it takes the 60% of the term. So I came across around 843 repeatable terms for my selected database. Then I put the next, and it is going to generate a one CSV file that is of course downloadable, and it is showing me a table which is comparing the common terms which are repeatable, how many times they are repeating, and what is their relevance score, right? In most of the NBA visits, sometime then they ask you why you have put this as a topic for your research, or why you have put this topic as a part of your syllabus. So you can explain with a database that we came across their number of time, their repeatability, and their relevance score, right? So then I have just this is of course downloadable. Then I will put the word finish. Then it will generate a very beautiful network diagram, which we call as a bibliometric analysis. Now in front of us, there are so many colored balls, and each colored ball represents a particular group of work done by the different researcher. Like prominently, I am getting a red color ball, green color ball, yellow balls, blue balls. Now each cluster is representing a similar work done by different people. So there is a option over here. Like I go to the item over here, you can see for these 843 items there were 7 clusters, and in each cluster, like in cluster 1 there were so many items. So I can download this as a excel file and can select or put my view that why these many items were put into this cluster. Now let us say I am interested to do some research in the adsorption phenomena, right, in the waste management. So I will just take my mouse button to the this point, and you see some of the links are highlighted and some are dim. So wherever I am getting a sharp lines, that means the previous researcher have done work in this area, and wherever I am not getting the sharp line, no work has been reported. So you can see it for any node you want. Let us say you are interested in some fuel or gasification. So you will come to know that some work with the municipal waste for generation of fuel, and then for anaerobic digestion, pyrolysis, some work has been reported. But wherever you are observing no link, no work has been reported, right? So this is a very wonderful tool, which is a freeware open source tool, and you can increase its size. You can increase the size of the ball, size variation can be there. You can change the language, like in any world tool you can do. You can make it color line, curved lines, whatever you want, right? You can change the visualization, and here you can also see which year most of the work has been reported. Then on the analysis tab, we can go for the rotation of or the flipping, horizontal, vertical, whatever you want, and this can be downloaded as a JPG file or as a PDF file, right? So this is a tool to develop a network of common terms that have been there in the area of research in past 20 years as per the Web of Science data, and we can correlate whether this is really good for me to do the research in this area. And by selecting a particular node, I can just convey, okay, for the sharp connection, some work has been reported. So wherever there are dim connection, there is no link, that means no work has been reported. So if you are doing some extraordinary things to correlate those things, like in this case, you can see on the dim portion there is a municipal solid waste and removal, no link is there. Suppose you are working in the area of waste management and you want to correlate some removal with the municipal solid waste, and that is the part of your research problem. Definitely you can say with a full sense of confidence that no work has been reported, so I may be given a chance to work on this. So this is one of the most scientific tool that is being used by all international universities to push their idea of problem statement. Like in most of the research work, the one of the completing line is the literature review reveals that this work has been done, but hitherto this has not been reported. Now to have a confidence, like this is not the individual statement but the statement by the third party. So this tool can be used, and specifically for adding some data as a part of your curriculum, adding some topic as a part of curriculum, putting something for your own research area, pushing something for justifying that why you want to do research in that area, for raising the funds. This tool is really helpful. So I have used it couple of times, and I believe that everybody can have a benefit of out of this type of. Is the tool clear? Anybody can help me in understanding? Is the tool clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, great. So we were exploring the Web of Science database. Similarly, we can have a similar information on the Scopus database also. So depending upon what database you are having, we can do the same exercise on the Scopus itself, right? Like you are reviewing some of the papers on routine basis. So normally we get a 45 days assess for on this type of the database, right? Like for example, this is the interface for the Scopus database. Let us say I put a keyword over here as 3D printing, right? Or whatever you want to do as per your own interest, you can put in uh, you know input on that. So it is once I put this information, but it is showing again for this type of keyword, there are so many papers. Again, you can put a filter whether you are interested in engineering area, so around 52,000. You are interested in physics area, you are interested in computer science. So accordingly, you can make a filter, and then the analysis will be out of those small lots, right? So how many are conference paper, how many are review papers, all these type of information we get with a single click of mouse. Actually, this database is actually being used for the NIRF ranking, and this is mainly promoted by the elsewhere, right? So what we can do over here is just for the selected keyword, I can go for the analyze the result, just a tab over here. So there are so many wonderful information that I can get out of it, like how many document per year being published in this area, document by source, by authors, by affiliation, document by country. You can see over here what is the work done by China, what is the work done by India. Then document by type, like whether it is a letter, it's a survey paper, or it's a book chapter, right? So similarly, the document by subject area. So you can shortlist your own area, like civil, chemical, biochemistry, engineering, accordingly. So that analysis further you can make out of your own selective domain. So this is the beauty of these type of database. Like in the previous case, we can also do the sorting over here, and the sorting can be based upon citation, based upon the relevance, based upon the whether this is a new one or old one, right? So let us say uh, we do this based upon the citation, and then like in the previous case we tried, so we will select all, we'll go to the export. I can, let us say, do the CSV file. So it is now allowing me, as per my SS, I can have maximum 12,000 20,000 documents. Let us say for the sake of analysis, I take first 1,000, and then I will export this data. So it is downloading the data. You can see over here the data is being downloaded as a CSV file, right? Just it will take a second to download this information. So 90% done. Okay, so it has been saved on my desktop. Right now, again, I will open the interface of the bibliographic analysis tool. So go to the file, create, uh, next, next. Then now it is a Scopus data. So I am using the that CSV file that I have downloaded. Go to the next, then again next. So inbuilt algorithm running, then next. It is showing around 2000 repeatable term. If I put the repeatability as 10, then 35 met the threshold. I can reduce it to further, let us say 2. So these many met the threshold. Then by default taking 60%, putting next, I'm getting a relevance score table in which the selected item, their occurrences and relevance score generated. Then put finish, and we'll get a very beautiful networking diagram like this, right? Suppose now I am interested in the area of bioprinting, so I will just put my node to the bioprinting, and I will come to know, for by selecting a bioprinting, No work has been reported for the link of bioprinting with industry. No work for the bioprinting with the deposition. No work with the bioprinting with the metal additive manufacturing. So in this way, by selecting a particular keyword, by selecting a particular nodal point, I will come to know whether the work has been reported or not. Like for the industrial bioprinting, the work is not very much reported. Like in this case, if you are in the release area, for the drug release area, relation with the bioprinting, little work has been reported as there is no sharp line. So similar to the previous case, I will have the different clusters. I can make the analysis. I can flip it horizontally, flip it vertically, can rotate it, whatever you want for the better representation, right? And then you can also have the different way of representing the things. And this all data is can be saved as a jpg file or as a pdf document, and that can be used for justifying why you are working in this particular area, right? So one of the important thing that I want to share with you is I must understand what is the work done by my seniors in that area. So from where I will come to know where are the publications, what is the actual work being done by my seniors. So this database help us in a big way to know which is actually the uh, you know focused area and where I have to work. Then the another important part for raising the funds is whether I am exploring something for the societal needs. If yes, then the chances of acceptance or getting the funds are more. Uh, like for example, let us say I'm in this northern part of the country, and I am putting in front of the funding agency that I am interested to do something on the coal mines, whereas my geographical location is not supporting that way because there are no coal mines for working in that area. Now the funding agency will have a serious questions like how this person will be able to spend good time in that area or doing research in that area, right? So if it is related with my geographical location, then the chances of acceptance are really improved. So then we can think of establishing a center of excellence. Government is really liberal about making a cluster approach for the development of the products. Then, of course, industrial research may involving a innovation fairs with the academia and industry, and regular interaction of faculty with the industry, motivating the faculty in the form of the consultancy project. That can be another area. Then the problem with most of us is that we are not knowing that which funding agency I should approach. uh, Around 10 years back or 15 years back, when I was very new in this area and trying to explore some of the projects with a different funding agency. I have my own experience that I defended one project to DRDO, and of course I was not able to get the project. But in the same meeting, and there were around 14 presentation, out of which around 10 presentation were from a single institute that was from Warangal, and they were able to get three projects. So I asked during lunchtime to the presenter from that institute, how come you are coming with such a large number of projects? And I came to know that they have a system in place where the regular presentation by the institute faculty in front of some in-house board is there, and they recommend that your project is of this level, you can better present to this funding agency. And because of that in-house action, the chances of acceptance are more. So your dean research etc in your place, they can do this type of exercise. And even for the some young faculty, you can provide some seed money so that they can start with the this research work and can do at the better at the final stage. Now, in most of the institution, the people say that we are having a limited funds, limited, labs, as specifically in the diploma college or in the just UG colleges. Here the point is, I have to convince the funding agency that this boy is capable of completing the project. So whatever the money we give to them, whatever the funds they receive, they will be actually utilizing it, and some benefit in some form will be coming to the nation, right? So whatever the equipment you buy, whatever the equipment you have through the project or otherwise, you make it a point that this is industry ready. So one of the simple ways, you make it a NABL accredited, instrument, specifically in the area of core engineering disciplines like civil, mechanical, etc. We have a lot of the demand for testing of some, material coming from different industry, specifically the government organization, where they need a certification as a primary standard. So this type of NAPL accreditation help in a big way. Then for making the equipment very useful, you can involve your alumni or any philanthropist, that whatever equipment you buy is of course is having some usage for your local industry, right? So there are many government schemes like FIST, MODROP, purse scheme of DST, MODROP is of from the AICT, where we can have some basic infrastructure, and based on that infrastructure, we can further, increase our research area, and can develop more funding, more collaboration at national as well as international level. But what I actually want to do, that has to be conveyed to the board in a loud and clear manner. And whatever the tool I try to explore, this is a third party database for which people really admire or appreciate that based on this database, your work, whatever the work you are presenting, is acceptable, right? So this can be a very useful tool for explaining that why I am, proposing this particular research problem. Then in most of the regional centers or regional locations in our country, we have nearby IITs or NITs through which we can have a access to the required library resources. Like one of the resources I have shown you using this Web of Science database. So we can collaborate with them. Then there is a, as per the UGC or AICT guidelines, some correlation of the faculty promotion has been made. Uh, then of course there are a lot of if and buts over it, but now it is the part of the system, right? Now coming specifically to the NBA requirement, in one of the component, they have put the marks like for R&D. There is a mark, and those marks are further divided like academic research, like for guiding your PhDs and masters, or the some major projects. Then the sponsored research, of course, and there are marks. Then the development activities, you have developed some product. Then for the consultancy, there are some marks. In most of the engineering institution, it is being observed like only the civil people, they are getting some consultancy part, and whereas the other they are not. Here, just I want to share with you one of the international site which can help us in getting the consultancy. I use this 3 4 times, and able to generate some consultancy project. Let me show you, and how this works. Okay, if there is some problem with the website, I don't know why. Okay, this is under maintenance, but yesterday only I tried over this website. You just try on this. This is a one of the international site. I was in Salerno with my collaborator from Italy. He introduced me to this website. They have a call for proposal for all the disciplines. It may be basic sciences, it may be the engineering sciences, it may be food area, food technology, chemical sciences, all. And regularly they have a call, and just there is a two-page performa. I just want to share with you, but somehow the site is under maintenance right now. Yesterday it was working. You can try it later on. You can just make a screenshot of this and can just visit this site again. And I need to just make a login over there, and I can participate in the call for proposal. Let me share my own personal experience for the raising the fund out of this. There was a call uh, that a material has to be developed for some place in Saskatchewan in Canada, where the outside temperature is minus 40, and the material has to conserve the heat that is provided as a by the local government over there, and to insulate the house from inside, they were using the wood. Right now the problem is that we don't want to cut the jungles, and the wood has to be replaced. So the call was on the replacement of wood, to develop some tiles which are not of woods or wooden logs, and they have some capability of self alignment like that. So we with one of my collaborator, we took that challenge, and we developed some 4D tiles in which some we have a PVC paneling in our rooms. That PVC waste panels were crushed, and some reinforcement with the wood dust were made, and we try to assemble that, and we push that project by applying that whole story of the WASPware and problem identification, shortlisting, and try to convince the board that of course this is one of the best solution. And finally, at the international level, we were able to uh, uh, reach up to the last stage. So it took around three times they have asked us to improve it, but finally that project was not awarded to us. But the level of improvement with the modification suggested by the reviewers was so good that so there was a call on waste management by DST, and I just refurbished that project, and in the first attempt I got that project. So this is how the effort made on one platform, if it is not giving the fruit at that place, this will give us the effort at some other place, right? And this is taking no money, no input from any your institute or etc is required. If you have an idea, you can sell it, and of course they maintain a, lot of professional ethics, and nobody is going to copy your idea and apply without your consent. The IPR will always remain with you. So just try this specifically for the core branches other than civil who are facing challenges for the consultancy part. This can be a good solution. Then from the NBA point of view, how many manufacturing contract, testing contract you get, this also help us in generation of the revenue and have lot of weightage in this. What I propose for most of the academic institution who are interested to score good in the research domain from the accreditation viewpoint, one of the simple ways, like in your major projects, maybe for the diploma or BE or for your master dissertation, you divide it like this, that the whole class is divided into group in such a way that some group is working in the survey based projects, some group are working on the industrial based project, some are actually in the fabrication based project, some are in the area of CAD or simulation based project, some may be doing the study type, right? If this is a heterogeneous bifurcation, definitely the chances of getting uh, marks are high. Why? Because this help us to attain the PO in a big way. Because the one of the major PO is that you want to design and develop something. right? So if the the major projects are divided like this, some are survey based, some are industry based, some are fabrication based. In most of the institution people follow this, but I believe that specifically in the core branches people try to consolidate everything on the simulation based study. So then the in some of the POs like of the outcome education for the professional ethics, those are missing. So the heterogeneous group should be there, right? So you can always make a point in your class that if you are, let us say, the uh, controlling some group of people, two, three, four groups, as a teacher in the class, you can bifurcate. Okay, this group will be working on the survey part. This will be working on the industrial based project. Some are in the fabrication based project. Then you make a good log of your publication, your PhD guidance, your H index. What I have observed while visiting some of the institution, specifically the young faculty member, they were not aware about what is the H index. You must understand what is the H index of individual, then the H index of your own institute. You know the complete detail for the book chapters, PhD guidance, this type of data. This should be in a ready reckoner form, right? So this gives a very good impression to the team who is actually there to evaluate. uh, just two three studies I want to share with you how this help us in raising a fund, and we also try to show this as a part of NEP implementation. And for while the team was at our place for the accreditation part, how we are doing the NEP compliance, and how the research is actually in the NEP area. Like this is one of the product, of course that may not be the interest of the heterogeneous group, which involves a person from mechanical manufacturing, the surgeon, the mathematician, and the modeling person, right? So finally the product development for some veterinary application, fabricated and technology transferred to the hospital. So similarly, for developing some metastructure based, again a civil engineering term, mechanical person using those product, actually developing the product, then doing the clinical study and transfer of the technology to the actual field. So these are some of the case studies that has been in our place. I'm not going to discuss the case studies, but of course, the way we use the tool, like for example, this is one of the component that has been developed by us. We got the IPR. Now to develop this product which is being used in dogs, we use this bibliographic analysis, and we try to use this to convince the you know board who was looking for award of the product patent to us, that as per the third party database no such work has been reported. And this has a close correlation. If you just explore the Google patent data, and you can always correlate what is the thing going on. So this type of combination is really convincing the board. Okay, let these people be given a chance to present their work. So similarly, for some around 10 12 works for the different areas we develop. Like for example, this case I'm showing to you. This is a really societal problem of making some IoT based sensor in case of the buffaloes in our place. So for making this type of product, which is basically a microstrip patch antenna based sensor, then applying it for some diaphragmatic hernia case is the need of hour. And there are around 10 surgeries per week at our local location. So once we project this to the funding agency, like as a mechanical, electrical, electronic engineer, we are having this solution. Then with the hand holding of the surgeon, veterinary surgeon, applied to the animal, and the funding by the DBT was quite liberal. So basically, just I want to convey to you with your all collaborator is like it has to be a heterogeneous group, and the idea is I have to finally come to a end user product. This is another case study. Quickly, just I want to show you. This is for the joint work with the mechanical and civil guys to preserve the heritage structures. And this was funded by the DST in a and we got a very high appreciation by the Ministry of Culture for doing these type of NEP compliant work. So just some of the case studies were there that I want to show to you. Like this is again a work for the preservation of some heritage documents, and we developed some sensors for that. Just what I want to convey from just glimpse of these studies, uh, government is ready to fund, but that should be convertible to some technology. And if I can convince the board that I'm going to uh, uh, use it for my societal benefit, there will be some development of technology, there is no reason that the funds will not be issued. Now, for the accreditation point of view, um, the main idea is I have to involve the everyone in my system into the mainstream of working. So one of the thing is the young researchers, they don't have the access to the funding. So how to write a proposal by incorporating all the points that we have discussed, that I just want to show to you. Like if you are a diploma level institution, or a degree level institution, or the masters, or a PhD level institution, uh, and you are just the fresher in that area, and you want to explore that area for raising the funds, and you are submitting it to funding agency and it is not getting approved. Now how to come out of this situation, that is the point that we want to discuss. Now, for this purpose, I put you in a situation like, for example, we met first time and I ask you, can you give me 500 rupees? I lost my purse and I want to go to my native place. Probably you will say no, because we don't have any faith on each other whether this person is genuine or not, right? Now, after having some intimacy, we may give you, or you can give me money to in that tight situation. Similarly, if I go to bank for raising some fund, maybe in the form of loan, they see my CIBIL score, whether you have a capability of repayment, like that. Similarly, in the area of getting a research fund, the board, they want to convince themselves, okay, this boy who is being given a chance to work in this area, whether he or she will be actually able to complete that. So for that purpose, they want to see how many projects you have already completed, right? This is similar to your simple score for raising a loan from some financial institution. Now, you have not done any project earlier and you straightway ask for 30-40 lakh project. Probably the chances are very less, unless you came up with a very novel idea, right? So what is the best solution is you start doing some small projects. I have put one funding agency name over here, Institution of Engineer, IE India. I am just sharing the site for it. It is having a special scheme for diploma, degree, BE, PhD, all type of classes, and they give a liberal funds. The bifurcation is like, if you are having a diploma college, they give 20,000. If you are per project, if you are doing something on a BE project, they give 50,000 to your student. The funding to the student really matters in the accreditation. Then if you are in PG level, they give around one. If you are PhD, they give around 2 lakhs. Right now, I will show you one field performa in front of you, and how whatever we have learned, how it will be helpful to you. This is one dummy performa that I am sharing with you, just a 6 page performa. There is a title of the proposal, some information about the institute, particular of the guide. So but it is allowing you to take two supervisors or two guides. Then the it is allowing around 5 to 6 heterogeneous group. of the your students. Like in this case, we used the two students, and then this was of the PG level. So we selected a particular department. In this, they have having a 16 department that can get funding out of this. Now here it is important. Uh, the publication by the supervisor in the area you are trying to explore or trying to develop some new project. If it is there, the chances are really high, right? And it should be in a really good journals, not the predatory journals or having no SCI and all. Then the chances are, of course, will be less. Then the publication by students, if it is there, the chances are really very high, right? Then the in a any of the project, I have to talk about the objective. Then now you see over here, review of R&D in proposed area, national, international status, importance, patent, etc. In a very limited words, right? Now here that bibliographic analysis will be really helpful. So what I have to do is I will select that, I will put a filter for my keywords. What is the work done in India? What is the work done around the world in past 10 years, 20 years? What is the importance and where is the gap? So I will use that bibliographic analysis, and if I am presenting here at this level in the uh, graphical form, the chances of acceptance are really high. Then the duration of the project, then work plan in the form of flow chart, and of course the future plan. The This is the part of the financial requirement that you have, and the certification from your institute. So what I want to convey to all my friends over here is, just by making these type of small efforts, filling these type of performance, you will be able to raise the funds at at minimum risk. And they have a option that after every 3 months they declare the result. And if you are having some unsuccessful outcome, you can always add on and can submit after 3 months. And nothing to be submitted offline, everything and all result etc in the online mode. Personally, in my own career, I have got 17 times project sanctioned, means for the 17 group of students with me. Now you just imagine some NBA team is visiting to you, and they are seeing what is the research projects done by the faculty, as well as now here the name of the your students are coming. And just what you need to focus over here is the major project, because everybody has to do the major projects in their diploma level final year, or in their BE level, or even in the ME level. So this adds on the completed projects, and you will have so many large number of utilization certificates. So whenever you will apply for the higher funding, you can say that I have already completed these many projects. Because of these small projects only, you will be able to finally get a larger project. Then there are many funding agencies like UGC, DRDO, DST, Naval Research Board, AICT, CSIR, CSIO. So we can try, with the larger funding for these type of projects. But what I have learned from my own experience, specifically for the research avenues, is the involvement of the UG PG students in the research has a lot of meaning for the team that is visiting to you. Then of course, as regard to the IPR, how many patents you have, you can always have access to this. But I personally recommend you ask your boys to have a regular visit on this Indian patent website. Most of the time, once we go for a visit, the specifically the private organization, they came up with the granted patents, which are basically a design one. So that is actually not that much respected in our country. We have to go for a product or a process patents. So normally whenever you claim something, we can see it on the this website and counter verify as by putting your information on this application status. So you can also see the same correlation whatever is coming over here with the Google patents, and this is of course free. that Google patent information is also free, and you can correlate these things and what is the going on at the national level. Then there is a standard procedure. Nowadays, it's very simple. Even you need not to hire any attorney. If you by doing one or two case at your own, and you can continue with filing these type of patents, and can um, uh, as a online filer, you can just apply to that website. There is a procedure. Just quickly, I can show you for the search part. Just in every institution, there is some IPR cell. I believe in most of the institution it is there. Then in most of the organization, they are attached with the local center of the DST. Like DST, Government of India, they have a regional center in every state capital. Like for Punjab and Chandigarh, this is right now very near to us in the same very place where we are right now. Similarly, in every state, they have a DST center. Like for we have to write to that council, and they just need a 1 page or 200 words paragraph about my innovation, and then they go for a search, and they came up with a very beautiful report how this is novel or not, and then they ask you to fill a questionnaire. This is around 20 to 24 questions are there, and if you are convincing them that okay, your work is novel and all, then they go ahead with the filing at your own end, and there is no money that is involved at your end, right? So we can also participate in the same procedure. And some of our friends who are basically from the computer science area or the software area, where these type of product patents are not possible, because in our country the software program or the optimization tool, they are not the part of the patent. So the another thing is we can go for the copyright. So there is a IPR procedure for that also. Just a 3 page pro forma and just 500 rupees fee. You can directly apply, and you can just uh, download this form from the Google and can fill this very simple form by applying with a 500 rupees fee, and you can get a IPR on that area. So these are some of the initiative that can be taken at the individual level as well as the department level or the institute level, which will help increasing the research potential of the institute or the department or the individual. And this ultimately involves the development of the technology, transfer of the technology, finally helping the image of the country at the national level and the international level, right? Of the institute first at the national level. So if that is there, then finally the country name at the international level is improved. So if we are the part of the solution, then definitely we will be ranked better. So that's all I want to share with you. If you have any question for me on this issue, I would really like to answer. Yes, please.
Very good afternoon, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, I'm Abhilash from SRM University, SRM IST Delhi NCR campus. So I just want to ask if any free tool is there available for like Science Well, SCI Well, from
We
where we
don't.
can collect the data, because at institution level these tools are available. But if we do not have any institution level login, then it is very tough to find out the
Are
information.
you AICT approved institute?
Yes, sir, we are AICT approved
Then
institute.
AICT pays for this. So you need not to pay. Just you need to apply to the AICT. Like
Ji.
you are applying for a continuation of affiliation every year, na?
Yes, sir.
So there is a performa, 1 page performa. You apply on that for getting a assess for the Web of Science lease license. So,
Okay, sir. So will it be at college level or sir for faculty level
so this is available in your
in our domain?
in your library. Then
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, I'm getting,
then
sir.
through your I believe you have a Wi-Fi campus, so
Yes, yes, we have.
everyone will be having access of that.
Okay, okay,
So
sir.
depending upon your strength, whatever you are presenting to the
AICT.
agency, so they will
Ji.
give you number of lessons, 1,000 seats, 5,000 seats, whatever. This is not a any concern for the agency like to give you more access, because they want more people to use it, and they provide
Okay.
it free of cost. For use
Okay.
they will pay, right? We are
Okay.
also getting the same thing paid by the AICT for our institution. So all AICT approved institution, they have a facility to get it through the AICT.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thanks.
Otherwise, as a researcher, you are reviewing some papers, right? Suppose you are reviewing some paper for the elsewhere. So as a Thanksgiving type, they give the access for their database, specifically this Cooper's database, for 45 days free of cost. That
Okay,
is
sir.
something personal.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Any other friend? Any query? If I can help.
So may I?
Yes, please.
Sir, my query is regarding, can the same thing, the same say intellectual property, have a copyright and patent at the same time? I'll quote an example. Say if I develop a scale, any psychometric scale or a scale like a Likert scale, so it's easy to get a copyright there and then. But how about to progress with filing for a patent and to check its eligibility for a patent if I want to have?
See, in our country, for these type of activities, the product or process patent is not given technically,
G.
right? So we say the patent like whether it is for a specific product or for a process, right? So we have to convince to the evaluator, which is they're like a judge, whether I am doing something for the development of the product or for the development of the process. As per the policy that is being followed in our country, the software programs, optimization tools, scales, etc. These are normally not given the patents, right?
G.
So this is a policy in our country. Like if you go to the Western world, specifically in Australia or Germany, they have another type. They call it as a utility patent, but those are not recognized in India. So that is the policy at our place.
So can we proceed for international patent in that sense?
You can proceed, but that will be having no use in this law of land.
True, right.
Every as a policy, we don't consider.
All right, okay. Ji, sir,
Any
thank
other
you.
friend? But one thing is sure that if I'm using the Google patent database or Indian patent database, then I'm using the combination of bibliographic tool with that. The chances of presenting my thoughts to the audience, to the reviewers, to the board member are more clear and louder. So if I can convince with a third party database, the chances of acceptance are more. That is just the point I want to